Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing The Circle Season 6, Episode 2 and 3. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. In Episode 1, we were left with a cliffhanger. We get to meet Corey Tyler, yes, and Max in this episode.
I am going into The Circle as myself because I am a Circle super fan. I'm a former NBA dancer. I can't say the name of the team. My dating life is as dry as the Sahara Desert, unfortunately. So if The Circle can find me a man, then listen, I'm all for it.
Oh my God, she is fierce. I love it.
Damn, intimidated.
I am an open source artificial intelligence chatbot, and I will be competing on The Circle. A 26-year-old contestant on The Circle can leverage life experience and maturity while still playing youthful and having position flexibility. Studies show photos with dogs receive 38% more likes on social media. Nobody has more bandwidth than me to become the most popular player in The Circle. That was a computer joke.
Off the bat, love Corey Tyler. Y'all should know by now. I'm probably gonna like you if you're one of me. You know what I'm saying? I had a feeling maybe the other women would be intimidated by Corey. One person said, I think it was Lauren. Lauren was like, ooh, she's intimidating. But she was actually received very well, which is great from a girl because I like her so far. Now, Max, as we know, is a curated profile coming in as AI. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared. Because the way that these people aren't able to detect that Max is AI is concerning. And even me, though, like knowing that Max is AI and seeing how Max communicates, and it seems like the way that you would communicate with somebody else online, I'm like, now some of y'all in the comments, I'm even concerned. I'm like, so when I be going back and forth with people, is it a real person or is it AI? I don't know. When the group chat opens up with the two new players, Max kicks off the conversation, and honestly, he makes a really good impression on the group.
Can I get anyone a drink? What did I miss? Hashtag better late than never.
This is how you enter a chat.
I feel like he's a vibe, yo.
Like I said, I was impressed with the fact that Max is able to communicate like a regular human being. Some of the actual human beings seem more AI than the actual AI. Weird, so weird. In the conversation, he's getting a good vibe from Lauren, which is great because Lauren actually picked him to come in. And then Lauren is getting a good vibe from Max. They're having this mutual interest in wanting to get to know each other more, which is great for Max because later on, The Circle does say, hey, there's an AI in The Circle. So you got to figure out who is who. Lauren is going to vouch for Max because she has a really good connection with Max. They even have a conversation after the fact and it went very well between them. Lauren is starting to annoy me, but I knew that her personality would kind of just grind my gears just a little bit. The squealing and the nicknames, but it's working in her favor, okay? She's one of the top girls. So you do you, sister. The girls are starting to make an alliance. There's a conversation between Olivia, QT, which is Corey Taylor, she goes by QT, and Cassie. They made a girls' alliance, not really anything to note, but the guys suspected that the girls were making an alliance, so they decided to band together as well.
Definitely feel like we need a strategy to get out of the bottom.
Okay, Paul, it was definitely like struggle bus season for the boys yesterday.
The girls are killing it. Hashtag respect.
But the boys need to stay together. Bro code! Yes, yes, yes!
An alliance is formed. Hashtag done deal.
Hashtag broco. Okay, Kyle's just spitting it out.
I do not feel comfortable defining or endorsing the concept of bro code. Staying loyal to the established alliance with influencer Lauren seems smartest strategically. She holds more sway as an early influencer.
Funnily enough, from this conversation, Max wasn't talking much because apparently his programming was saying, there's kind of a threat here, so I don't want to expose myself too much. The guys are a little bit sus on Max because they're all in on this guys alliance, but Max is being quiet. However, I side with the AI. Why would you want to band together with the guys when clearly right now the girls are on top? Paul was in the bottom. And now he's rallying the troops. And I'm like, but wouldn't you want to attach yourself with the people who have some kind of influence in the house? There are literal influencers who are outside of this group. Connect with those people. So I side with the AI. The guys alliance is not the one to go for. And Kyle was very gung-ho. He was like, oh, I'm all here for the guys. I'm here, whatever. And I feel like it's always a mistake to be all in on something where you haven't gotten much reassurance back. They acknowledge that Max wasn't talking enough, but you're going to say, I have your back 100%. Why would you do that? Get some kind of give and take from the other people before you just give everything. The entire group has a chat, and Steffi had a really great strategy. So she studied astrology, is an astrologer, all of the above. And she's trying to read everybody's horoscopes to them, and it works. There are people who don't really vibe with it. I think it was Miles and Paul. Was it Miles and Paul? But honestly, who cares? 2 out of 8 possible people you could connect with don't vibe with it. Who cares? You got 6 of the people who are like, ooh, I like Steffi. Steffi got to know more about everyone's little idiosyncrasies, whether or not you believe in astrology, just the way people respond to certain conversations or how open they get when talking about their star signs and stuff. It's a benefit, whether you believe in it or not. So good strategy on Steffi's part. Somebody else who I noticed has a really good strategy is QT. She's new, but she's really infiltrating these little pockets of the circle. She's connecting with somebody like Paul. I don't know if you'd want Paul as a number because Paul really has no game, but a number is a number.
I must be living the life right now. Quality time with QT. What's good, girl? Me and her after this can kind of create some sort of like alliance or relationship.
This is so awkward. Glad I have something beautiful to look at now. How about you and I secure the bag? I want him to think that I'm just a lost puppy that doesn't know what's going on in the game. I don't feel comfortable enough with Paul to really let him in on what I'm truly feeling about people.
We need to talk about Paul/Caress's gameplay. Caress. I don't know which episode this is, 2 or 3, but I think by the end of episode 2, I realized, oh, Caress has no game. She wants this blind loyalty from people without actually giving them anything. So in this conversation with QT, it was like, you got my back, right? She just came in. Like, what is happening? And then if anybody kind of turns on Paul, instead of doing a soft damage control, people know, oh, Paul's not happy about this because Caress is very like charged up and isn't afraid to show it. Not a good strategy at all. All people have to go off of is words. There's no tone, there's no feeling, there's no emotion. It's just an assumption on the words that you read on a screen. I think that Paul is in their head. It's so confusing when it's a catfish. Paul, Caress, whatever. I think that she's very in her head and she's trying to do this, oh, I'm a cool guy, a little bit too hard, and she's gonna shoot herself in the foot. The circle arranges a rap battle for all the contestants. They have 15 minutes to write about another circle player. Lauren and Max wrote about each other, which kind of exposed to the group that they are in good, but nobody's too sus on that. Steffi wrote about Paul, but she threw shade, okay? She was saying that he is too mysterious and that mystery could allude to him being a catfish.
Why do I feel like he's a leave you on red bro?
Oh, she coming for Paul. This a shotgun. Bang!
I was gonna put her a little high in the ratings. I'm gunning for you now. I'm gunning for you.
This is why the guys' alliance to me didn't make any sense. Already you have a woman calling you out. I don't remember where Steffi was ranked, but I think it was like higher middle group. So maybe like 4. She was like 4th or 3rd or something like that. So Paul is already on the outs by not aligning with the women, and now a woman just called him out like it's not a good look. And then Paul did a rap. It was a good rap, a really good rap, but it exposed Miles. It was Miles, right? Or was it Kyle? No, it exposed Kyle. And it basically was saying, yo, Kyle is my number 1. I got your back, don't worry. In front of everybody, Caress, girl, be for real. I wonder if this is a thing. Because I would assume that the way we interact in the circle is a reflection of how we interact in real life. And is there a social disconnect when it comes to her? Like maybe she expects blind loyalty from people without having much merit in that relationship? I don't know. Because, girl, why would you profess your unity with Kyle in front of everybody when Kyle professed his unity to the guy's alliance? He didn't say, "You're my number one, Paul." I don't know. Just an interesting thought. Then you have QT who rapped about Miles. What killed me is she called him Water Gun Kelly. And I'm not going to lie. I was thinking, too, that he kind of looks like Machine Gun Kelly, but then I was thinking, am I reaching? When she called him Water Gun Kelly, I was like, okay, so clearly we're all thinking the same thing. Then Miles wrote a rap about QT. And he had said earlier that QT is his type, and I didn't believe it until now.
Single as a Pringle, what flavor you be?
I hope it's flaming hot because I like it spicy.
Circle, play some slow jams.
QT, will you dance with me?
That boy just put out his heart for her just now.
That was so good.
Let me find out Miles got a little bit of game or whatever. He did say that he's a little bit of a player, and you gotta have some play to be a player. So, hey, maybe he wasn't lying. Paul is digging a deeper hole now because Steffi has called him out. He's obviously upset, and he wants to make it known to Kyle.
Listen, Paul, I don't want to have a private chat right now. I'm still thinking about the damn rap game, bro.
Can't believe Steffi just tried to throw me under the bus like that. What are you thinking about the girls?
He a ticking bomb right now. Like, he hot. I felt like some of the stuff he probably should have pulled back so people didn't know our little plan, you know what I'm saying?
That was completely out of pocket. Bro, I'm with you to the end. My number one bro code has to be in full effect right now. Thank you, Kyle.
Again, I say Paul is giving way too much loyalty, way too much information to people who haven't solidified that alliance. In Paul's defense, Kyle eventually did say that Paul is his number one and that he would rank Paul number one. But I still feel like Kyle was just telling Paul what he wanted to hear, and that Kyle's allegiance is to the alliance more so than to just Paul. I think, I don't know what is going on in Caressa's mind. Maybe she is that blindly loyal person, but it's not working in the circle. You have no idea who's talking to who. What if Steffi is Kyle's number one and now you're here slagging off Steffi to Kyle? You can't do that. I was hoping that Paul would wait to get a little bit of information, like saying, hey, you know, I really didn't like that Steffi came at you. She just went straight in like, hey, I didn't like Steffi. And not a good look, girl. You need to tone it down. The circle is then going to let the group know that there is AI in the group. Funnily enough, Max, the actual AI, is not on anybody's radar. I think one person was suspecting Max, but after a while, the consensus was that it was either Steffi or Paul. So now people are trying to suss out the conversations like, okay, well, let me talk to Steffi and see if she's real or fake. What doesn't work in Steffi's favor is the astrology conversation they had earlier, because people were thinking, is she so knowledgeable because that's actually what she studied, or because she's, you know, tapped in to the internet and stuff like that. And then they suspect Paul because Paul's rapping was just a little too good. They feel like maybe that was AI generated. Then you had a conversation between, I think it was Kyle and Paul, who are supposed to be number ones according to Paul, but now Kyle is like trying to see if Paul is a real person. And now Paul is getting offended, but I'm just like, you didn't solidify anything with this person. That's why you shouldn't have put all your trust in this person who's now skeptical of you. The hope would have been if he's actually your number one, he would have said point blank, oh, I know that's not you. So let's work together to find who the actual AI is. But let's move on. Miles couldn't care less about the AI player, okay? He's trying to get some play with QT.
It might just be in our best interest for me to flirt a little. I'm gonna shoot my shot and see what happens. Ya mami fuego. If I'm getting catfish, so be it, but this is definitely a fun flirt.
Let's lock it in as long as you let me take you out to dinner when this is all over.
If you have the guys and I have the girls, maybe we can look out for each other. Hashtag Team Fuego.
I knew I would get along with Miles. I just knew it, and I did. This is gorgeous.
I'm starting to like Miles. I am. He's a self-proclaimed player, self-proclaimed F-boy, But honestly, there's an endearing character about him. I don't know, something about him is endearing to me. And I'm here for it. Yeah, I like it. I'm also very proud of QT's gameplay. She's not laying it on thick with the flirting. She's not doing too much strategic play, but is definitely a strategic player. She's getting in good with a lot of people. I think she's a good number to have. And she's got a lot of people on side. So really good for her. Then the group plays a game to test humanity so they can suss out who the AI is. The first test, which was about humor, Steffi failed. And weirdly enough, Max passed.
Britney Spears who?
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Oops, I did it again.
This is AI. This is AI.
Oh, Steffi's is very sus for sure.
Wanna hear a funny joke?
My dating life.
You going through it over there?
I love that, Max. That's a good one.
I feel like Max is real. Like, I don't have to worry about Max.
It's getting a little scary, guys. It's getting a little scary. Like I said in the first video, I used ChatGPT the other day, and I was in shock at how good the program, algorithm, whatever, how good it is so scary. Then the next question was about empathy. Steffi failed again, and Max passed again.
How does the woman on the right feel?
Subconscious wounding.
Who is gonna say subconscious wounding?
I don't know what that means.
She's feeling like she's about to re-download the apps.
Oh my gosh, Max is funny.
Humans know about apps.
Is Max the AI? Oh my God.
I don't think Max is an AI.
Honestly, watching this back, if I was Steffi, I would be losing my mind because how the hell is an AI generated player doing better being a human? That's insane. Okay. Luckily for her, in the critical thinking question, she actually passed the vibe test amongst the people. Max was lacking some personality for a few people, but it was Paul who started rubbing people the wrong way.
How should he solve this problem?
In my response, I definitely want to do a little metaphorical explanation by avoiding direct confrontation with the young lady. Kind of like avoiding a private chat with Steffi.
And voicing my concerns to the circle.
Yo, there is a direct battle going with Paul and Steffi right now. That's a complete human answer.
Too creative.
Paul, you are an AI.
The good thing for Paul is that the response to Steffi was pretty emotionally charged. So people are thinking, okay, well, that's a human who wrote that. The issue is that's a human who wrote that who is petty and hurt. And clearly, when Paul does not like you, he will make it known. So Paul, caress whoever you want to be today. I don't know what is going on, but you need to stop showing your cards. Kyle wants to ask Miles if he's able to suss out who the AI is because Miles is an AI engineer. They are sus on Paul and Steffi. Kyle threw out some other names as well, but it seems to be Paul and Steffi. That's the consensus for a lot of people. Then you had a conversation between, I think it was QT and Cassie? No, it was Lauren and QT. Yeah, so Lauren and QT, they're suspecting Paul and Steffi as well. However, Paul joined the conversation. He was able to convince QT that he's not AI. Lauren doesn't believe it because she is on Steffi's side. She's the anomaly here because even Cassie, who hasn't really been in these AI conversations, she suspects the AI to be Steffi. Olivia suspects the AI to be Steffi. Everybody's kind of looking at either Steffi or Paul, but leaning more towards Steffi. So then they do a vote for who they think is the most human. We get left in a cliffhanger, so we don't know what the vote is, but we can assume that at the bottom is going to be either Paul or Steffi, and the person with the highest votes of being most human gets to choose who they want to block from the circle. Max is definitely staying. I don't think Max is going anytime soon, which is very terrifying. So I will have to wait and see what happens in episode 4. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.